So good morning everyone. Got a bit of an unusual project today, which is this. And I started doing it and then I thought, you might be actually interested in this. So this is just your typical wooden lounger. I'm sure lots of people have got them. So that collapses down like that. These wheels here fit on the end there. And obviously it was a lot longer than this, but what happened with ours was that the wood at the bottom rotted. So we were just going to chuck it out. And then I thought, actually, if we cut off the rotten bit, so this is what it looked like before I gave it its first coat of paint. It was much longer, and these wooden bars went across like that, down to probably about here, and these bits here were here. So it was much longer. So then my thinking is, because I love Covent Garden, I love visiting Covent Garden, and I love the barrows where they have lots of plants on display. I thought, could I get a kind of Covent Garden feel by using this? So if I pull it down here, we should be out in the garden really, we're a bit squished. So once that's flat and it's got its wheels back on like that, yeah, I was thinking I'm going to put it at the front of my garage. So there's a video out how I dress the front of the garage, because I never put the car in. Nobody puts the car in the garage. So I've sort of commandeered that space, and it's just an extension of my garden now. And I'm always looking for things to elevate the pots on. And I thought, brilliant, this will work great. So I'll show you the original colour and state it was in. So that's the original colour. I've given it one coat of black paint. I'm going to turn it over. I'm not going to paint all the underside, but I will paint these bits and give it another coat of black. And then, so the pièce de résistance is, because I thought, oh, it should have some nice crates. I'll put up some stills of some Covent Garden barrows. And what they do is they have their crates on their barrow, and then they put all the plants in that they're going to sell. And I've been down recently to Newby Hall in Yorkshire, to the garden centre there, and they were giving away these beautiful wooden pallets. I got 4 crates because I have no spatial awareness, so I thought I would get 4 crates on here. Obviously I can't unless I put them that way, but then I wouldn't see. Yeah, I could put them that way. Anyway, I've got 1 crate that actually has Newby Hall printed on it. And then I'm just going to fill it full of all my beautiful plants. So you just have to sort of, imagine it full like this. And I thought I might get some of those little slate nameplates and do a whole sort of Covent Garden vignette. That's what I'm going for. And I'll just show you quickly where this is going to be positioned at the front of the garage. If you look on my videos, I think I've got 2 out now on how I dress my garage. So it looks a bit chaotic at the moment because I've started dismantling it. So that big planter there, my husband made me, I painted that black, that's staying. And I'm thinking that wooden planter will go there, and I'll move everything back and have it much more elevated at the back, but sort of cleared out. So there we are. It's had 2 coats. That's all it's going to need, just to give it some sort of weatherproofing. I'm very impressed with that paint. It's an exterior wooden metal paint, and a satin finish. It's really nice, good coverage. So for those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that this is the front of my garage. We never put the car in the garage, so I've commandeered it, and it's just an extension of my garden. And I plant it up with plants in tubs. I usually do it over about 2 or 3 times a year. I'm going to put my, I was going to put my glasses on, I haven't got them with me. I usually make it over about 2 or 3 times a year, changing the plants for sort of seasonal interest. But my thinking behind this sort of Covent Garden style barrow is it's going to serve 2 purposes. One, I think it'll look lovely, but 2, I'm going to fill it with plants that I've bought, and that need to be allocated a spot in the garden, because if you're like me, I can't resist buying plants, particularly plants that I find in bargain corners and things, and I bring them home. I always think I've got more time than I have, and I put them in front of the garage space here, and then they get left until I have time, and that can be days or it can be weeks sometimes. So I thought if I can place them all together in a very sort of artistic, pretty display, it'll be a really Monty's just limboed underneath the tripod there. Yes, it'll be a reminder of just how many plants I've got to put in the garden. Right, so now for the exciting bit. So I'm going to bring the cart in. Right, so that little planter there is going to actually move because he's a clematis that grows up into this crabapple tree, but he needs to be in a bigger pot. So he's right at the top of the crabapple tree. I can't just move him, or can I? I think I'll actually just cut him down because I would be chopping him back anyway. That was easy. And I'll pot him up and stand him back by the crabapple tree. That's a good tip if you've got small trees that only have a very short period of interest. So this will blossom in the spring, but then he goes very green and the clematis grows up before the apples come on and covers the tree in lovely blossom. Right, so this is just so super easy to move. Even when that's got plants on, I'll be able to pull that around. So, as I say, I've had no practice at doing this, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But I'm liking that already. Right, so I've got this lovely wooden crate, which I eventually found. It's my newbie haul one. He's going to go there. And then I've got this crate here. Oh. Right, so I am very squished for space. So I'll take him off. Put him there. I warned you I had no spatial awareness, didn't I? And I can't really push him further out that way, or could I? Because I don't want to block the entrance to the back courtyard. You know, I think he could go out a little bit. There we go. Oh, that looks lovely. It's a bit different, isn't it? Right. So I'll get my rose trees. And I just want to give the appearance of a Covent Garden store where they just set it up in the morning with all the plants that they have for sale. And what I'll do is, I've been very restrained, so I haven't gone out and just bought loads of pansies and viola until I got this up and running. But once it is in place, I'll go and get some nice plants that are in flower now, like pansies and viola, put them at the front. Yeah, right. I'm very excited about these daylilies because I think they worked out at about £8 each, and I'll be doing a video and showing you how to split them. I'll probably get 2 or 3 plants out of each of these and dot them around the garden. So I'll put him there, and I think a geum. I just want to sort of mix it all up. This is lovely catenange. It's beautiful. Maybe one of these little ones in the middle. That look good? Yeah, another one of them there. And as I say, these are all plants which won't be staying here. These are ones that I have to make space for in the garden and get in this autumn. Take any very obvious weeds out. There we go. Right. And then what I can do is I can fill him in with some little plants. Like that was just a bit of wild geranium. He's hardly got any soil, him, but I dug him out of the garden down there, put him in a pot to keep him alive so I can go somewhere else. Oh, here's some more plants. So you can see I've got a lot of work to do. Right, I'll put him there. that at the back. Yeah. And then this lovely one, which he's all coming away at the bottom there. He'll be a back of border plant. Put him in there. Right. Yeah. Then I've got this lovely little box type of thing. He came in one of those 6-pack modules. He's tiny. I'll put him there. Right, what do we think of that? Right, I'll tidy the rest of this up, and then we'll see what it looks like. So I'll show you what I've got, because it just looked a bit too flat. So this is a lovely wooden drawer with no bottom in. The bottom fell out, but I like the look of it. But if I put the plants in like that, they're too low. So I just use old bricks to elevate them like that. Put a bit of colour in there and put him in there like that. And then I can stand these little terracotta pots here. What does that look like? So there we have it. I'm really pleased with it. It does exactly what I wanted it to do. It looks pretty. It looks like I'm more in control of the area and my plants. I can see what I need to do. As I plant these plants out into their places in the garden, I'll replace them with more seasonal plants. And the exciting thing is that as the season progresses and I plant these plants out into their rightful place in the garden, I can start filling this display up with having fun in garden centres and buying winter pansies. Here, Monty, come here. Winter viola. I can have great fun in the autumn because I always put a pumpkin display here. I've got my bag of straw ready. I can sort of fill these crates with straw and do a pumpkin display. I can do a Christmas display. So this is what it's like now coming up the drive past the car. And that area is much clearer over there. Obviously, I've put a lot of, like I said at the beginning, I've put a lot of the big ferns and plants into the courtyard area through there. So that just needs a quick tidy up. And then I'll show you from a different angle from the house, because I always have my morning coffee in the conservatory and look at this area and think, oh, got to do something about that. It's quite a big space, really, isn't it? So that's it for today. If you're new to the channel, I do hope you've enjoyed the video. This is Monty, by the way. And this is just the way I work. Like I said, I don't sort of plan anything out beforehand. So you see it real time as it develops. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Be kind. And bye-bye. Take care till next time.